I was inspired to write that post um, by bad male role models, at least guys I was seeing that I didn't think were the kind of men that had the kind of virtue that we spoke about earlier. Um, and there are a number of ways in which the Bhagavad Gita provides us with uh, excellent male role models. These are two guys, Krishna and Arjuna. And I thought, how are they models for guys? Um, they're compassionate, they're humble, they are interested in serving the greater good rather than in achieving some selfish objective. One of Arjuna's first concerns is the fate of women who would be left unprotected if all of the chivalrous guys on the battlefield were to die. Arjuna is not the kind of guy who would ever say to a woman, "Your body, my choice." And in fact, uh, Duryodhana, Arjuna's adversary, took that attitude with the Pandava's wife, uh, Draupadi. And for many people, that incident was what made the Battle of Kurukshetra inevitable. Uh, Now, Arjuna is also not the kind of guy who relies on toxic masculinity to puff himself up as a protector of women either. He's just recognizing the reality that there are unscrupulous men in the world and that they will take advantage of women given the opportunity. So this was one thing I was thinking about. But there are other ways that the Bhagavad Gita can help guys be better men. Uh, One way with Arjuna is that he shows us that it's okay to not know what to do. A lot of times, guys think, I always have to know what to do. I always have to have a plan. I always have to know how this is all going to work out. And no, actually, there are times when we don't know how this is going to work out, and it's okay. Arjuna is giving us an example that it's okay to admit that you don't know what to do. In my own life, going back to what we were speaking about earlier, I crashed and burned, and I had no idea what to do. I called a friend of mine, the guy, my best friend from high school, who I still know. He's seen me in every stage of my life. And when everything came crashing down, I called him up and I said, man, look, everything has crashed around me. It's all bad. Nothing is good. I got nothing. And I don't have a plan. I don't know how I'm going to fix this. I do not have a plan to make this better. And he said to me, let me make sure I understand this properly. None of your plans have ever worked. And you're worried because you don't have a plan? This is what your best friends are for.
Right, right.
So I said, oh, good. Thank you very much. And I was okay not having a plan and just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah.
And then the plan revealed itself to me. I didn't have to come up with it. The plan was revealed to me. So being okay with not being the one who creates the plan, but letting the plan be revealed to you, having a receptive mood instead of an I must make it happen mood. That's something that I think for guys can be a very, very healthy way of being. So that's one thing. Then here's a really valuable part of the Bhagavad Gita for anyone, but particularly for the purpose of our conversation for guys. At the beginning of the 16th chapter, Krishna rattles off 24 qualities of a saintly person, a virtuous person. And we can look at those qualities and see, do I have that one? Am I developing that one? Have I ever even thought of that one? So we get a map. One of the functions of yoga philosophy is it provides us with a map that shows us where we are and how to get to where we want to go. And these qualities can be a part of that map. If I want to understand, well, where am I at? I can look at these qualities and say, do I have these qualities? Do I want to have these qualities? Should I want to have these qualities? How can I develop these qualities? So these are the kind of qualities that, at least for me, are the signposts of a well-developed male identity.
Mm-hmm.
That also, by contrast, allow us to recognize when someone may not have the kind of qualities we want to associate with.
Sure.
Or if someone is in an adversarial position to us, if we do have a battle to fight, we can fight it without hatred poisoning our hearts. This is one of the greatest gifts, I think, of the Bhagavad Gita. It's an argument in favor of fighting, but it's also a toolbox for how to fight a defensive battle without hating your opponent.